Slovenia was once a small European country that was part of the socialist system. Limited resources, small population, and the challenge of creating a new identity after independence. But today, this same Slovenia is counted among the most developed, prosperous, and high standard of living in Central Europe. What happened that this small country, nestled between the hills of the Alps and the green valleys, became a center of modern industry, exports, and innovation in just a few decades? How did a once struggling economy become one of the most stable economies in Europe today? So let's start this quiet, modern, and inspiring journey to Slovenia and know how this small country managed to find its place among Europe's most successful economies. Chapter 1. Historical background, from the Yugoslavia period to independence. Slovenia was formerly part of Yugoslavia, and at that time, it was counted among its most developed and prosperous regions. In the 1970s and 1980s, steel, machinery, textiles, automobiles, and other industries grew rapidly. By 1987, it was contributing about 17% of Yugoslavia's total GDP. After this, democratic changes started in 1990, and on June 25, 1991, Slovenia declared its independence from Yugoslavia. Chapter 2. Economic transformation after independence. The country implemented its new currency, the Slovenian tola, and gradually adopted a market-based economy. At the same time, an independent central bank and new banking laws were implemented. However, these major changes put pressure on the economy in the early years. Between 1989 and 1992, GDP declined and unemployment rose from 2.9% to 8.1%. But the government kept control of the budget, took steps to bring down inflation, and balanced government spending. Thanks to these reforms, in just a few years, Slovenia's economy began to regain strength and return to the path of growth. Chapter 3. Joining the EU and adopting the euro. Slovenia became a member of the European Union in 2004, making it easier for it to do business in large markets across Europe. Then, on January 1, 2007, Slovenia became the first Eastern European country to adopt the euro. After the implementation of the euro, inflation was also closely monitored, and there was no major increase in prices. The adoption of the euro made it easier to do business, reduced transaction costs, and boosted the confidence of foreign investors. Slovenia faced challenges during the 2008 global economic downturn, but the country gradually emerged from the crisis thanks to EU economic aid, investment, and banking reforms. These reforms played an important role in stabilizing and strengthening Slovenia's economy again. Chapter 4. Industrial restructuring and financial reform. By the early 2000s, Slovenia's economy had become primarily based on exports, and the country was steadily growing. But the global economic downturn of 2008 also had an impact on its banking sector. Many banks had given loans to people and companies who could not repay them later. This led to a sharp increase in bad loans and weakened the financial position of banks. To solve this problem, the government created an institution named BAMC in 2012, which worked to improve the financial condition of banks by taking bad loans with them. All these reforms led to the strengthening of the banking system, increased investor confidence, and the Slovenian economy gradually stabilized and returned to the path of growth. Chapter 5. Key industries, manufacturing, and green technology. Manufacturing is one of the most important sectors in Slovenia's economy. Products such as automobile parts, machines, home appliances, medicines, chemicals, steel, and aluminium are made and exported in large quantities. Companies such as Revos, Gorenje, Kirka, Lek, SIJ, and Impol are the country's major exporters. In addition, about 56% of Slovenia is covered by forests, so timber and forest-based industries also play an important role in the economy. In recent years, the country has also paid special attention to green technology and renewable energy. By 2023, about 25% of the country's total energy consumption began to come from solar, wind, and other renewable sources. At the same time, the government is promoting electric vehicles, clean energy, and eco-friendly technologies to protect the environment along with economic growth in the future. Chapter 6. The rise of services and tourism. The service sector is the largest contributor to Slovenia's economy. As of 2023, sectors such as health, education, insurance, information technology, hotels, and tourism accounted for about 58% of the country's total GDP. In particular, tourism has become the fastest-growing industry in Slovenia. Its beautiful lakes, high mountains, national parks, and historic cities attract millions of tourists every year. Between January and August of 2024, about 4.8 million tourists visited Slovenia. Approximately 12.5 million overnight stays were recorded in the same period, benefiting hotels, restaurants, and local businesses. Chapter 7: FDI and Multinational Enterprises. Slovenia's domestic market is small, so foreign direct investment is very important for its economy. In 2023, Slovenia received about $1.1 billion in foreign investment. This investment mainly took place in sectors such as high-tech manufacturing, banking, trade, and IT. The government also offers investment agreements, protection of intellectual property, and various tax concessions to attract foreign investment. Many companies from Japan, the US, China, and European countries have invested in the automobile, electronics, energy, and service sectors in Slovenia. For example, Japan's Denso began producing automobile parts. At the same time, Slovenia's own companies, such as Krka, Adria Mobil, and NLB Bank, have also been successful internationally. These companies have not only strengthened the country's economy, but also made Slovenia a reliable and modern industrial country in the world. Chapter 8: Governance, Institutions, and Human Capital. Slovenia's economic success is not only due to industry and trade, but also a strong government system and good education. The law is followed properly in the country, corruption is relatively low, and government policies are considered transparent. For this reason, the confidence of investors is also maintained. Slovenia also continuously invests in education and research. In 2022, the government spent about 5.1% of GDP on education and about 2.1% on research and development in 2023. The result is that there are a large number of highly educated and skilled people in the country who push new technology and innovation. For all these reasons, Slovenia today is counted among the most organized and developed countries in Europe. Chapter 9: Regional Trade and International Engagement. Slovenia is located in the heart of Europe, so it has become an important center of trade and transportation between many countries. Due to its proximity to its border with many European countries, the import and export of goods is easy. Slovenia's largest trading partners are countries such as Germany, Italy, Austria, Switzerland, and Croatia. Membership of the European Union facilitated cross-border trade and greatly improved road, railway, and transport networks. The port of Kopera and modern transport systems have become important logistical hubs for all of Europe. This is why Slovenia is considered an important link in Europe's trade and supply chains today, and its strategic position will help it remain economically strong in the future. Chapter 10: Demographic Trends. The country's total population in 2025 was approximately 2.1 million, with approximately 14% of people aged 65 or older. On the other hand, Slovenia also has a well-educated and skilled youth workforce, which helps to keep the country's economy strong. Approximately 78.3% of people aged 20 to 64 were in employment in 2024, which is better than the EU average. However, the population of the countryside is gradually declining, while people are settling in cities such as the capital, Ljubljana. Due to good education, health services, and employment opportunities, Slovenia is still among the countries providing a high standard of living to its citizens. Chapter 11: Challenges and Risks. Although Slovenia is among the developed countries of Europe today, it will face many challenges in the future. The biggest challenge is climate change. In the last few years, floods, heat waves, and other natural calamities have caused huge economic losses to the country. In addition, Slovenia's economy is heavily dependent on international trade. So if there is an economic slowdown in Europe or the world, rising energy prices or trade tensions, it has a direct impact on Slovenia as well. Rising debt and high property prices are still a concern. If Slovenia meets these challenges correctly, it can maintain its strong and stable economy in the years to come. Chapter 12: Future Path and Policy Lessons. Slovenia has learned many important lessons from its economic journey. The country's greatest strengths have been export-driven growth, strong services sector, and deep linkages with European markets. That is why today, Slovenia is counted among the most successful small countries in Europe. Climate change will be one of the biggest challenges in the future, so Slovenia is investing in becoming carbon neutral by 2050, adopting clean energy, promoting the circular economy and green digital technologies under the EU's Green Deal. If the country continues to focus on the right policies, innovation and environmental protection, it will maintain its place among the most developed and prosperous countries in the world in the years to come. If you enjoyed this enlightening journey, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video.